Spartan 765 here today. Today I'm doing a video review on a gun I bought recently. And this is kind of a gun I've wanted for a long time. That would be the Walther P1, as you can see here. In all the reality, I've wanted a Nazi-marked P38 from World War II. But those are getting harder and harder to find and fairly expensive. And I'm like, well, the next best thing is going to be a P1. I will still get a P38. It's just, a P38 I'm not going to, go out to the range and shoot as much, per se, let's say, as a P1 where, these are, post-World War II copies. Well, not copies. They're still made by Walther, so technically it's not a copy of a P38 with the exception that the frame is made of aluminum instead of steel. Now, there are two different types of P1s if you're going to buy one. And look out for this because this is one of my biggest things with the P1, and I would not buy one unless it was the way I wanted it. You'll see right here, if you can see, right where my fingernail is, that's called a crossbolt. Now what that does is, because this is aluminum, that's a reinforcing bar. That's where the barrel, when it slides back forward, the barrel impacts that crossbar. That crossbar adds strength and rigidity to the frame. Now, a lot of P1s, I would say it's 3/4 of them, were made without this crossbar here. That is something that you want to look for if you're buying a P1, to make sure it has this crossbar for strength, durability, and longevity. And these ones with the crossbar are also a little bit more valuable. I happen to get this one at Gander Mountain. I know I don't regularly buy guns from Gander Mountain, but this one was mispriced. I got this for $349. There is nothing wrong with it. It's an immaculate P1. Right next to another P1 that did not have the crossbolt. Actually manufactured at a later date. I think it was like an 84 for $600. That's still a little steep for a P1, but $349, that is currently under the market standard for a retail price for this gun. This one was manufactured in 1979. As you know, these have a, as you know or may not know, these have a 8-round. I don't have the magazine in it. It's in my magazine safe. Have a 8-round detachable magazine. The P38 mags will work in the P1. It's pretty much the same gun. The only difference is the frame. It's made of aluminum versus steel. These obviously, you may know, have a decocker, which also acts as a manual safety. Obviously, if it's decocked, you can't pull the trigger. The sights on these, now depending on which ones you get, they may just be blacked out sights, or they may be this style of sight, which we have the dot and two dot sights, which is nice. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the rear dot. I like just single dot front sight, but it's what it is. The guns are fairly simple to take apart. I mean, as far as accessories go for them, there's not a lot out there. These are not really, carry guns or competitive shooting guns or anything like that. They're just pretty much collectible items. They are very fun to shoot at the range, though. Well, obviously 9mm. I think I mentioned that already, but I can't remember. The average price in these will run you from about $400 to $500, depending on the condition of them. A P38 from World War II will set you anywhere from between about the low end of $600 on up to over $1,000, depending on the condition and arsenal stamps and everything like that. But yeah, here she is again. You guys got any comments or questions, feel free to send me a message. Spartan 765.